The concept behind I Made This is my passion and the belief that I have that everyone can cook. If you are given the right tools and shown how to by a professional chef, you will find love and joy in the kitchen. It is about taking time out of your busy schedule to cook a healthy meal for you and your family. It is so simple. Everything is weighed out for you. All you need to do is go online and place your order and it will be delivered straight to your door. So put on your apron, pour yourself a glass of wine and enjoy cooking. In today's box we have duck breasts with corn puree and roasted apples. We have 2 duck breasts, corn on the cob, milk, salt, pepper, butter, golden syrup, a golden delicious apple and rocket. We're going to start by preparing the corn. What you do is basically you grip all the leaves and you pull it off and try and get as much of the little fibers off as well. We're going to put these in the boiling water for plus minus 30 minutes until they're cooked. We're going to peel the apple. And then we're going to quarter it. It's easier to do this with a very sharp knife to core it. Otherwise, you end up breaking the apple and huge chunks come with it. We're going to put the apples in the oven. And I'm just going to drizzle the syrup over. You can mix it around with your hand. A lot of people wouldn't like doing it, but it's good for your skin. And then we're just going to put them in the oven. We're going to move on to the duck breast now. We score duck breasts because there's a lot of excess fat in the duck breast, and by cutting diamond-shaped marks in the duck breast, it helps through the cooking process to render out all the excess fat. It's very simple. You just cut diagonal lines over each other. We render out the fat so that the skin can crisp up, otherwise you'll have this big lump of uncooked fat. We're going to place the duck breast in the frying pan. Just make sure that the heat isn't too high, otherwise the skin will burn, it won't render out and it won't crisp up. And we always place it skin side down so that the fat will render out. We don't put oil or butter in the pan because when you're rendering out, you don't want excess fat in the pan already, because otherwise the fat won't be drawn out of the duck breasts. When you're rendering out, you need to cook over a lower heat because it's a long process. If you cook it on too much of a high heat, it will burn, it won't render out all the fat. So you'll have a crisp layer, but there'll still be the uncooked fat between the crisp layer and the actual duck breast. We've been searing the duck breast for about 5 to 6 minutes now. We're going to turn them over. Just be careful when you're turning them that you don't splash oil on yourself. It's very, very hot. As you can see, it's rendered out quite nicely and there is a large amount of oil in the frying pan that's come out of it. You can keep that oil in a jar in the fridge. It's very good for frying potatoes in or roasting potatoes in as well. We're going to cook our duck breast to medium, which is about another 4 minutes like this. If you want rare or more medium rare, it's about 2 minutes, and then for well done, it's about 6 to 7 minutes. It is about a 10-minute cooking time in total. It's 6 minutes on the skin and then another 4 minutes on the actual flesh side of the breast. Our duck breasts are now ready, so we're going to remove them from the frying pan. You never leave meat to rest in a frying pan when it's still hot, otherwise they'll carry on cooking. We're going to set the duck breasts aside now and we're going to move on to the corn puree. Our corn has been cooking for 30 minutes. We're going to remove it from the water and cut it off the cob. Just be careful when you're doing this. The corn is quite hot, but it's relatively easy. It's easier with a serrated knife. If you don't have one, a normal knife also works well. So you basically just cut down the cob. There we go. You can keep the cobs for compost heaps. They break down very well for compost. We're going to just place everything in the jug now. We're going to add the butter, the milk and some seasoning now. So you just want to break this butter into little bits. Because the corn is hot, it will melt in. And we're going to add some salt and pepper. We'll season completely at the end after we've tasted it. And then just add a little bit of milk to begin. And then we can add more milk as we go. While blending, add the last bit of the milk. We are going to blend it for 4 to 5 minutes until it's smooth. If it's still too thick and it's not blending properly, you can add a little bit of water just to help it along. The cooking is all done and now we're going to plate. We're going to start by putting the corn puree on the bottom of the plate. Then we're going to put the apple on top of the corn puree. And now we're going to slice the duck breast. And there you go, your perfectly cooked duck breast. And then we're going to garnish with some rocket. And there you have it, your duck breast with roasted apples, corn puree and rocket. And when you make it for your friends and family, you can proudly say, I made this.